Hey guys, it's Yo. Welcome to this Hall of Fame interview where I'm with Vivek Mashrani, who's from Bangalore. And he got into my community in the month of April 2020. May, June, and now July, when I'm doing this interview, he's already crossed over 4.5 lakhs as a Technofunda investing specialist who helps people become better or gain more principles on investing their money in the right place. And the best part about Vivek is that he's still in a job and he does this in the weekends. He does his webinars on Saturdays, and he was able to generate these kind of results. And one more thing I want to mention is in the last 2 months, Vivek has now a community of over 100 plus paid members in his community who he's nurturing and taking forward. So first of all, Vivek, congratulations on pushing through and making it happen in spite of having a job.
Thank you, Sid. It's all your inspiration. So again, many thanks to you for, developing these kind of systems and helping people like me, to implement these things. So all thanks to you, Sid.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I have to acknowledge my mentor who actually, gave me all the principles, and I'm just sharing it with all of it with you here. So Vivek, tell us about that moment. Like April, you bought my course. It's just like the first 1 month you went through the setting up phase, and then you started to get these results. What made you buy my course? Like, what have you done before this, and what was the factor that got you into my community?
Right. So just to give a background, I had a fan following, like on Twitter. I have like more than 25,000 followers, and on stage also I've spoken on various forums. So people knew me, and they were always curious about knowing my systems, right? So it happened last year in June. I think June 2019, when I took one webinar, and just to share my knowledge again, because people persuaded me that, you do something which enables us to gain some knowledge from you. And I was posting on various forums, free forums, my articles and everything. I had my own small website where I used to post my learnings and everything. But when I did that webinar, after that, I shared the recordings on Google Drive, and that is how it was. Very informal kind of systems, right? When I used. So after that, I got a lot of feedback, that the process is not so structured. We are not getting that user interface which we wanted on Google Drive. And again, there was constraint in terms of redoing those webinars, because always I had scarcity of time. So, doing that same webinar again and again was very difficult, because that used to be like 8 hours plus of content, which I used to give them. But I didn't have any system in which I can, just record and put it and, reuse it and give that kind of flavor. Again, I didn't wanted to just dump a recording on them. I just wanted to handhold them and make them implement the entire thing so that they get results, right? Because most of the times when they go through that sessions, all of them are not at the same level. So it's very difficult for them to bring them and nurture them. So that is when, I was struggling. And then I came across your system by word of mouth. One of my friend actually told that, if you want to build something like this, I have a mentor whom I follow. You can just follow his footsteps. So then I just attended your, webinar, which happened on a weekend. And I just got that sense that, this is what I needed. And then I just enrolled the right moment. Yeah.
I remember you were telling me that, you went through the hackathon, which I was doing at that point of time.
Yes.
How difficult or easy was it for you to go through that?
Yeah, so I had a background in IT, so I did 2 years in Infosys, and I kind of like coding and all that. And I used to maintain a blog. So making a website by your steps was slightly easy, but rest of the things were like too difficult, because again, then I am on the hardcore finance side since last 8 years, So apart from coding and maintaining a blog, I didn't have any experience. So I was struggling with a lot of things, including getting my boxes done and designing and making my own templates and setting up the webinar. So it was tough challenge, but I again resonated with what you told, right? That you will face a lot of challenges, you will face a lot of hurdles from families, from yourself, all resistance I have to break. So I was just pushing through that. That's what I did, but it was too difficult for me initially.
And what about like video creation and, when I had to make you share the stories, share the podcast and all the other activities, even there, did you had to Were you comfortable doing those things?
Yeah, so videos, because I used to do webinars earlier on a infrequent basis, I was comfortable, and I'm again like a face who go on public and speak. So speaking was not a difficult thing. So recording was fine, and I was slightly comfortable with video editing also myself. But again, webinar was totally a different animal altogether. And in fact, thanks to you, I got that started. And just in like 2 3 podcasts, people thanked me, and it was again on the same theme, achieving financial freedom. And I got some of the people who actually achieved and got that connect, and we got a bigger, wider audience base. But yeah, initially it was too tough, I would say. But
Mm,
now I'm like easy. It's get response, whatever emailing tools, everything is like very smooth.
nice. You can independently manage it now.
Yeah,
You
it's
can
all
manage your own
independent.
files.
I'm doing all myself, except
Mm,
those box designing, everything I'm doing myself. Video
yes,
editing
amazing.
also, I've made templates. I just plug in my recordings and everything is templated. So the initial music
Mm,
and the bottom screen, everything is already in a template now.
nice. So you followed the schedule of the hackathon precisely, right? Like that 45
Yes,
days of influence building, and
yes,
then you announced your webinar, and then without spending any money on ads, you got people
yes.
into your first webinar. How much
Yeah.
did you make in your first webinar that you did?
Yeah, it was same. Like I got around 20 25 participants, so around 1 lakh. So each webinar I'm clocking the similar pace, right? Each webinar 20
Okay,
25 1 lakh. That is the frequency,
1
and
lakh.
still it is all my incumbent, user base. I have not even posted on my Twitter handle. It's just my Telegram channel who had 1,000 people. I just posted there, and still it is the same. So I'm just still expanding, and it's all organically still. I've not
Organic. You've
spent a
not
single
started
rupee on
Facebook ads.
no, nothing, nothing yet.
That's fantastic. That's actually great. So now you've tapped into the warm list that you already had,
That's
and I
right.
think after this you'll need to start depending on the cold as well and make
That's right.
cold into warm.
That's right.
So I really like the way that you have positioned yourself, because there are many financial advisors, wealth advisors, financial planner, all these very typically used words, but you
Yes.
decided to use the word Technofunda investing specialist. And I always say that even in the communities, come up with new words so that you can represent yourself. Now, has this played a big impact in your results, this
Yeah,
positioning?
it has actually, because when I take the webinar, I exactly tell them the benefits of blending both the systems. So Technofunda is basically blending technical analysis and fundamental analysis. And in the market, there are people who do fundamental analysis, there are people who do technical analysis, but both blend is like very rare. So in India, probably there might be 10 to 12 people which I can count on fingers who practice this kind of approach. And whatever I follow is like totally different from whatever they also follow. So it's like a very deep niche which I have. And when I talk about this in webinar and I give examples, and I explain them in very simple way. So I just bring up a compounding equation that final amount is equal to initial capital multiplied by 1 into return raised to time. And then I blend each of the principles which I follow in my Technofunda investing concepts. And then that creates that aha moment that, okay, this is how, I can compound my money. So I don't talk about a Technofunda in my webinars directly. It's just, I get them, I make them to realize why it is useful and why I have been able to be successful by following that. So then they can relate, that this is very powerful.
Amazing. See, that's very important. All of you watching this also, you need to come up with new words, even if it's the same thing. Technical analysis, people know about it. Fundamental analysis, people know. But now you've created a new word, even for me, like freedom business model, right?
Yes.
See, how to make, how to promote online courses, online consulting, affiliate marketing. It has always been there, but it's just the packaging that has changed, and it is something fresh and something new. And that is actually what makes a big difference. All of you watching this, please keep note of that. So back to you, Vivek. Like, how long did it take for you to record your courses? And did you follow my exact system of level 1 course, level 2 course, level 3, like that, the value ladder? Did you follow that approach?
Yeah, so to be very honest, I did my bonuses side by side along with the hackathon, and I created my first level course there. And I started with the first level course because I wanted to just touch the market and see, how is the response and everything. And now I'm doing a lot of one-on-one sessions with all the members. So how I position it is, if they take action in 15 minutes during my webinar, they get complimentary one-on-one session for 30 minutes. And that is where I'm gauging the market, that what actually they need. And I'm now in the process of creating level 2. So once it's like in a week or so, I'll go with the level 2, marketing. And after that, I'm thinking that what should be my level 3, like how you have gone to Platinum Airlines and all that. So
Yes.
I'm still not very clear on level 3.
It'll get clear. I think after 3 months of doing it, you'll understand what you really, how your tribe will respond. But yes, I'm glad that you're offering a one-to-one session in your level 1 itself, like 30 minutes. And I think that is what helps people, helps your conversions, because people don't think like you're just selling product to them. They know that you're committed to serving them even after they have bought that product. And that's what makes it.
And that I reinforce, like how you reinforce all the time, right? I exactly follow your template. So I'm very honest with you. So I reinforce the same thing, that after you do the transaction, my offering will start. It will not stop just after buying, right? And it will be continuous. And now when people go through my masterclass, they go through my hackathon, they write, that we are getting so much value we didn't even imagine. And I openly promise them that you will get 10 times at least value from my course. If you are spending 5,000, you'll get at least 50,000 worth of value. That is my promise. I openly tell that in the open forums, and I deliver that. So I have nothing to hide. So I deliver that.
Super proud of you, Vivek. I mean, that is the kind of community I also want to build. And I'm so glad that you're following that same principle of over delivering. And because, even now, if you see the traditional education systems, everything is changing, everything is moving online, and the people are paying like lakhs and lakhs of rupees capitation fee and doing all these, all the regular courses. I mean, 5,000, 10,000, if you can over deliver, I mean, this is the future of education. So you're all moving into this format of learning, which is value for money. You're learning from expert, and the expert is there. So are you doing weekly coaching calls for all the paid members?
Yeah, so I do master classes like how you do. So every week there is a master class, and from July I've started Technofunda hackathon also. So all the concepts which I make them learn, I make them implement with the exact templates and everything, like so how you have a strategy sheet and everything. For my modules, I have my own checklist and sheets and everything. So I just finished one hackathon last week, and next is due on this Saturday. So I'm doing parallelly that as well.
Nice, Vivek. I'm very happy that you're modeling it without using your brains too much. In fact, that's what got me also results. When my mentor would tell me, just do this, I mean, I would not think twice, because he's already done the thinking. He's already done the testing. And the reason you're getting results so fast is because of that. You're just modeling the same thing, the hackathon process, the creating your own strategy sheets, over delivering value, weekly masterclass. All of these elements are so crucial. And then also telling them that the relationship with your customers begin at the point of sale, and you're going to support them on a lifelong journey. Great to know. So tell me about your marketing flow right now. Is it just Telegram group and Twitter? How do you get them into your process? And tell us about the entire webinar funnel. How does it work?
Yeah, so again, initially, I just follow whatever, Vic mentions in the gold course around, how to build the level 1 traffic. So I'm just going with that. So Telegram is one, when I just post once in a week that, there are slots if you want to get into the webinar. And otherwise, when I write my articles or I do my podcast, I just put a small, sticker below that join my webinar if you want to learn more. So that is it, what I'm following. So whoever reads that article, and all those articles are also interrelated. So it's not, it's all syncing. So if I do a podcast, it's a Achieving Financial Freedom series. And once they listen to that podcast, below is the webinar link, so they can relate to it. And good part is, all those are people who have seen my content and then getting into the webinar. It's not like they don't know me, right? So once they listen to that podcast or read my article or see my YouTube video, they get to know that, this is right thing to do, and then they get into the webinar.
So do you have a YouTube channel as well? Do you do YouTube, podcast, and blog? Is it 3 things?
Yeah, website, YouTube, Telegram, and podcast.
Okay. And how often do you post on Telegram to that group? How big is that public group on Telegram?
So it's still small. It's like around 1,000 members, and
Okay.
I post like once in a while. Like every alternate day, I post some value-added materials. So I don't
Okay.
post junk over there. It's just one time in a week I post webinar thing, but otherwise it's all value material. Everything for free I post there.
Very nice. Very nice. You don't use WhatsApp. You're only using Telegram.
Oh yeah, WhatsApp, it creates a lot of noise personally for me, and then members also are worried about their privacy and their numbers and all those
Exactly.
things. So I'm not, used to
Yes.
WhatsApp much.
Even that's one of the reasons I've stuck to Telegram from the beginning,
Yeah,
because of the privacy, and I don't pick up calls and stuff and
yeah,
things like that.
yeah.
So tell us about your routine now. Like, you're in a job, you're still working in the corporate, and then you're doing this in the weekends. How do you manage your day and your time?
Yeah, so mostly I think on thinking around content and what to do next and some of the small tidbits I manage early in the morning. So thanks to lockdown again, I've followed some rituals. I start early in the morning, and even I've joined Art of Living, some yoga in the morning, and after that I start
Very
my day
nice.
and spend 1.5 hours around uh, thinking around next steps and posting usual stuff and some my daily screening, which I do. And pretty much the entire day is hectic during the weekdays, so it doesn't give me much time to produce any content or anything. But weekend is when I try to maximize it. So Saturday I do early morning webinar at 11, and evening I record a lot of stuff, and I finish my hackathon, I finish my master class. So everything is packed on the weekend, so it takes like
Nice.
12, 13 hours over the weekend to do all these
Mm.
things.
Your masterclass happens on Sunday or Saturday?
Yeah, so right now, not just fixed a routine on masterclass. It's either Saturday or Sunday based on what other topic I'm taking, because I don't want to make them overwhelmed with the content. So if I do something on Saturday, say if hackathon is on Saturday, I do weekly on Sunday.
Okay. Okay. Nice. So on the personal side, how do you, how has your family taken this, and what do they feel now in the last 2, 3 months of you building this new vertical and launching it?
Yeah, so it was a lot of resistance initially because you spend a lot of time even after office. I used to see your course, and even hackathon. I used to spend time, and after that, taking calls and even building the affiliate ecosystem and everything. I used to struggle because in the industry there is not a lot of it. So I had to finalize what all things I will put it around the ecosystem. So there was initially a lot of resistance. Even on weekend, they feel like, what the hell you're doing? But yeah, so the good part is, I know that in next 2, 3 months, I will have all the modules ready. So hackathon components will be ready. My second level will be ready. So after that, I'll spend a minimum time on these things because everything
Yes,
is up and ready. It's recorded. It's on the system. So I know that initial 2, 3 months are going to be tough, but I know that it is. So I'm just accepting it and pushing whatever resistance is coming on my way. So,
absolutely.
but
Great
now
attitude. Yeah.
once they see the result, there is transformation. They know that
Yeah.
what
When the
I'm
money
building
is
is
hitting
for a
in,
long
right?
term.
Yeah. Once the money is hitting the bank, definitely they'll start to think, yes, it is important. And the other thing is, it's very true. It's like when a rocket ship takes off, there's so much of gravitational pull. And that's how this business is. The first 3 to 6 months
Yes,
is a grind. Then
yes,
you can move into orbit. Yes.
yes.
So what is your vision for the next 1 year? And what is your vision for the next 3 years? What have you set for yourself?
So in terms of 1 year, I would say my goal is, to cross 1,000 members and again continue to provide value and bring at least 50 to 100 people who achieve financial freedom. So my
Nice.
success again is in their success. So I keep telling them again in that one-to-one also, that I'll not show my results. I don't pretend. My people will tell what is the outcome, and that is happening actually. When I took that June 2019 webinar, right, many of those people who didn't even know abcd about this entire topic have now started making money and posting and realizing the power of the entire thing. And now they are in fact recommending. In fact, 20 to 25 people which I got into my community was from word of mouth, that I got the results, you get in. And people offered money back to them, that if you don't like his course, I'll pay for it. So that is how people got in. So So that's what
Nice.
my vision is for 1 year, and 3 year probably, I would probably like to reach the scale where you are in and make a bigger impact. And
Mm.
again, the idea was same, that I want to create that impact. And there are a lot of people in the market, as you rightly said, who are not giving right kind of knowledge, and people are losing a lot of money. So I had that thought that, I should stop these people. But now, I do the opposite, that by creating my own ecosystem, I am actually stopping the wrong things. Right.
Mm.
So I just follow that Gandhiji's principle, be the change
Yes,
which you want to see. So I'm just
absolutely.
going in that direction.
Totally resonate with that. I mean, you can't change other people, you can't change the world, but we can only change ourselves, and that
Exactly.
can actually create influence. I totally believe in that too. So one question I had is, you're still in a job. Do you still plan to be in a job? What is your thought process on this? Because what's your view on this? Because there are many people even in our community who are still in jobs, and they're also doing parallel, but they may be thinking of quitting their job and things like that. So what are your views on that? How do you look at this?
Yeah, so my thing is, until I feel there is a lot of resistance and deficit in terms of time and resources, I would probably like to continue, because it has its own advantages in terms of social profile and getting connected with a lot of people, and you have that credibility because you are coming from industry. So at least for next 2 to 3 years, I'm hoping to continue that, and then let's see if there is a lot of vacuum that gets created in the my community. If there is a lot of time required, I will probably jump in full time. But
Mm,
I wanted to just take calculated risk, and again, I propagate the same thing even for people. There is a lot of, see, right now there is a bull market, there is a lot of euphoria in the stock market. So a lot of people like me who are into full time, and they get some success, they want to get in full time and leave their job. But I want to be a role model and say that, hey, with your job also you can
exactly.
do it parallelly. And that kind of resonates right now with my philosophy as well, what I'm
Mm,
trying to deliver to other people, that with job. And that's what, again, like how you have created your own systems, tools and processes. Same thing I teach them, that you can automate a lot of stuffs in terms of screening stocks and taking positions. You can do a lot of automations around it, and you can spend 3-4 hours over a weekend, and you can relax for the entire week. So you don't need to actually see stock markets and do your investing stuff every time. You focus on your core job, build capital, and then this is a medium to compound that capital.
mm.
So it right now resonates with what I try to deliver them. So yeah.
Makes a lot of sense, because when you are walking that talk, uh, you know the community will resonate with that, and especially in a topic like stocks. I mean, they don't need to completely quit, like you mentioned. They can do
Exactly.
it, and it's all about allocating that time and using the right methods, which you're anyway teaching them.
Exactly.
That's great.
Exactly.
Yeah. Super. So next thing is, many people in our community may be watching this. They may be thinking, okay, Vivek has achieved this, 4 lakhs in 2 months and all this stuff. And I know for sure the hard work that you have been through to put all the systems up and stuff. So what advice would you give for members in our community watching this, thinking, will I be able to do this? Or what would be the tips that you want to give them?
Okay, so yeah, I think main thing is, as you keep saying, right, take action. So that is the first thing I would say. That is my biggest takeaway. In fact, that and I advise that same to my community also. That if you sit procrastinate, you will never achieve financial freedom. So you have to start putting your money at work. You have to build your skill. You have to invest in yourself, upgrade yourself, get that promotion in your job, in your business. You have to upgrade and then take action. So I think investing in yourself with the right mindset, right tools, right mentors, and taking action, I think these are the two core principles, any field,
Yes.
and all the successful people have done that, right? Albert Einstein or Thomas Graham Bell, anyone who created something great for this world, they took action, right? So that is the core component. And invest in yourself. We have to keep upgrading. And I also keep frankly telling to the community members also that as we speak, I am also learning, I am taking new courses. So if you think you have mastered everything, that's wrong. And if you think I have mastered everything, that is also wrong. So I am also learning.
Yes,
You also need to learn for the rest of your life. Then only you will
absolutely.
grow. So that is the message I wanted to give.
Great attitude, Vivek. I mean, that's the only way. In fact, I also tell people, like, there are many people who come to webinars, they want everything for free, right? And they expect that they can make a lot of money. But the truth is that the ones who are actually making money are the ones who are constantly investing in themselves. So
Absolutely.
you cannot, think that, you know, if you, like, this is the point. If you are not willing to invest in your own self and in your learning, don't
Yes.
expect others to invest in you. It's as simple as
Absolutely.
that. It's a
Absolutely.
congruence game, right?
Absolutely. In fact, I tell them, even in the webinar, when I compare assets versus liabilities, I tell them that modern world, investing in yourself is your greatest assets, and watching Netflix and YouTube and all the, movies and everything is your liability. So all these, distractions are modern forms of slavery. So we don't think that as a liability, but it's sucking our time. But if you use that time in investing yourself, that is the best thing you can do for yourself. You don't invest in real estate, gold, stocks first. You first invest in yourself. That will give you
Mm,
biggest delta in your life.
absolutely.
In fact,
Actually,
all the money
yeah,
which I've earned so far, I've reinvested in all the things. I ordered a lot of books. I subscribed to courses. I upgraded to your course. So it's all investing back so that I can give bigger to my community.
true. I think that whole thing about return on investment, right? The maximum return on investment you can get is from the brain here. Yeah,
Absolutely.
because
Absolutely.
I think there's a nice quote. I don't remember what it is, but there's a particular concept. I think, yeah, Jim Rohn, he says, formal education will make you a living, self education will make you a fortune.
Absolutely.
That is a very powerful principle. Yeah, and so great to know, Vivek. I think you've really proved that the system works. You have followed and modeled it exactly, and you've given it your own uniqueness and your flavor, and that's what makes a difference. And more than anything else, I really like your attitude and your philosophy of on which you have built your business, and that's going to take you to the top, because there are many people who think short term, shallow. They don't Their fundamental what do you say foundation is not strong, and that strength only comes from the value system and all these other invisible forces which are just beyond the money. The money will automatically follow when
Yes.
the right foundation is in place. So thank you for being who you are, and thank you for really guiding forward. I truly wish that you take your community to 1,000 as soon as possible. And
Thank you.
our next interview will be when you achieve 1 crore. I'm looking forward to that. It's going to happen very soon.
Thank you,
And
Sid.
yeah, before we leave, guys, if you want to check out what Vivek is doing, please, in my YouTube channel description, I've given a link to his website. Go and check it out. Go and check out his webinar, see what he does. And if you want to learn the system, this particular system, and if you want to get into this bandwagon of the freedom business model into my community, you can go to sidz.co/course. Directly go and pick up my course, and then you can be a part of this community and you can follow the same journey as what Vivek has actually done. So before we leave, Vivek, what any words of wisdom that you would like to share? Like, if there's one success principle that you will continue to live your life by, and that has really helped you in the last few years, what is that one principle? If you have to bring it down, I know there are many, but what will be that one most important principle?
I think lifelong learning is what I echo, and I give them to my community as well. That learn for your lifelong. So be a lifelong learner. That is the core principle. That will compound you as a person and people around you. So keep
Awesome.
compounding. That is lifelong learning.
Excellent.
Yes.
Thank you so much for that, Vivek. Wish you all the best. And guys, if you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube, share in the comments below, what did you learn from this interview? What was your biggest takeaways? And we will engage and we will respond back to you. Thank you. And Vivek, all the best to you.
Thank you, Sid. Thank you.